Recent arrest made. I'm just, I'm very grateful, like towards NOPD, the homicide detectives, and everybody for actually, getting arrests like made, getting the first step of justice and the ball of justice in motion. And I just really appreciate y'all, and that's all I really want to say. I ask y'all to help us, like find out help to get who did this, and y'all did, and I just appreciate it. My family appreciate it. We all appreciate it. So I just want to thank y'all. Thank y'all.
Do you know the relationship between the two people arrested? What's the relationship between them and your brother?
There is no relationship like with them. It was friends. The two that been arrested, they're friends, but not with my brother. Like they don't have no relationship like towards my brother.
Did you know them?
No, not personally. I just seen them around. That's all, really.
Last time we spoke, it seemed you had some questions, or the family had questions on why. Do you feel like those questions are answered? Do you have any questions remaining?
Well, we not going. I'm not gonna say that we wanted to know like why it was just like why did y'all do it? We know the reason that they did it. We just feel like it was jealousy and envy. That's all it really was. But did it? I like were y'all really on that jealous of my brother or to really just kill him? Like now that part I don't understand. But the I don't know.
I
I
guess
don't know.
basically what she's saying is like um, we had a lot of speculations out there on even the possibilities and who some of the suspects could have been. You know, he say she say we wanted to kill all those scenarios and allow the police department to do their due diligence and do their job to apprehend the suspects. Um, you know, with so many different accusations about fights. They stole this, they stole that. Kareem, like everybody was trying to figure out what made it lead up to that day. If there's no relationship, if it's nothing, what made it lead up to why kill him that day, right? We still don't know. Like you never know what makes somebody mad at you or what makes somebody jealous of you. You know, like we can assume all we want, but we really still don't know what was the real alternative motive to them killing him that night.
And Kia, I know you said that your brother did not retaliate despite being involved, or despite people, aggressively, putting him in unfair altercations. Were these two or suspects? Were they the ones who were involved in those altercations that you said your brother did not retaliate against?
Um, I don't know Makai. I don't know him,
Okay.
but yes, Anthony. Yes, he was, and yes, he was.
Does this make it easier for the family to move forward in your mind?
Yes, it does. It really, really does because in our hearts, and we knew, you know, who did it. We talked to the police, stuff like that. So the fact that they're actually off the streets and they're actually like charged with the murder, that does bring a bit of like closure, like to our family. It does.
And being that the police department done their job so adequately, it shows that the city of New Orleans is resilient and they actually doing and playing their part. The district attorney now has to take care of their part. You know, it's called due process. The police department did their part. We hoping they dot their all their I's and cross all their T's. So now that once Jason William and his office have to deal with it, we have nothing, that can make this case not go further and make sure that these people get prosecuted to the fullest.
Now that they have been arrested, you talked about you don't know exactly what was going through their minds. Does it matter to the family at this point, or are you just happy that they're arrested and ready to move on?
Well, I mean, I can't speak for them. It's just that at the end of the day, we never know. Like in our real world, we've seen so many of these scenarios to where we never know realistically what makes a killer a killer. You know, we're talking about a 19-year-old, all right, and an 18-year-old. You know, both of them life gone no matter what. You know, they're still children. So my question really is, are we raising killers? Like when you're looking at every time we having these conversations, they're teenagers. We're not talking about people over the age of 21. We're talking about 19 on down. So like, what are we really? What's really going on, America? What's really going on, New Orleans? We went from being a murder capital to the most dangerous city. I mean, we can't overlook that. And again, we want to heal as a community. The Dookie Chase family did reach out to the family, and that's some good closure because again, we want to see them thrive. We want to see the city thrive. We want to see everybody come together as a community. But we want to take this scenario and this situation and hope that we can come together as a community, as a village, and as a family to heal not only ourselves, but also can show other people that we really can do this as a community as a whole. Like everybody have to play their part, basically.
Kia, what's your plan for healing? How do you move forward?
All I can say is I just gotta take it step by step, day by day, and sun up, sun down. That's all I can do, really.
And I was going to ask, how supportive has the Chase family been and the restaurant been, knowing that your brother used to work for them? I mean, how supportive have they been and how much has that helped during this grieving process?
They reached out, they sent their condolences, and we appreciate it. And, they reached out, so that's all that matters, I guess.
And that's a good step. Again, I believe with Kia, myself, her parents, her mother, her father, the rest of the siblings, and everybody else, at this point, we hoping that at some point, citizens, community, we have to play our part. All right, we can't police our way out of everything. Like we have to figure out what we're gonna do as a people together. Like we have to stop doing what we're doing to each other. So until we figure that part out, like again, we have 100 scenarios in our head on what happened, why it could have happened, but we really don't know what took place that day. And we had, it's sad that other people got hurt in the process. Tourists, people came in town. I mean, and people speak on that all the time. We're glad that the tourists, they're healing, they're going through the process. But again, this is a 19-year-old life gone. I mean, all kind of possibilities. Remember her last interview? She said he was a courageous, he had a mindset of unlimitations. We'll never know though. We will never know what Kareem really could have been at this point.
Tell me more about who he was as a person.
Well, with my encounter with him, I encountered a relationship with him through a friend. Her daughter has a daughter. He's been a part of that child's life since 6 months. She'll be 4 years old. So Kareem basically was 15 years old when he took on the stepfather role. And he's been in her life all the way up until now.
What was Kareem like as a brother?
Oh my gosh, I can say so many things, but one thing I could say, he was my little brother, but he just knew he was my older brother. Like, he just knew he was my older brother, but he was very sweet, very caring, aggravated. But that's what the little brothers are for, and that was my baby. I was the first person to hold him after the doctor, so we really had like a special bond, like. And I'm gonna miss him, So yeah, he was a good brother, very good uncle also. My baby loved the ground Kareem walked on. I can say that. So, yeah.
Where did he go to school?
A Livingston Academy.
Livingston Academy?
Yeah, a collegiate academy. Yeah.
And I do have to ask about the suspects. Have they ever been around the neighborhood, the house at all? I mean, do you know if any of them have ever been like spend time with your brother inside the home, or was it more so his involvement with them was outside of the home?
They just used to be around the area, around the Lafitte area. That's all, really.
Forgive me if you already addressed this, but did you know the nature of their relationship? Do you know if they knew each other, your brother and the two suspects?
They knew each other. Beyond that, I don't really know. Besides everything else, I don't really know how deep it went or none of that. I know they knew each other though.
But you were confident they were the suspects, and you think that NOPD made the
Yes.
right
Yes.
apprehension. So I mean, why do you believe they were the suspects in this case?
My little brother was somebody. He didn't really like all that fighting and stuff. Well, he didn't do it, and people didn't mess with him because he didn't do nobody nothing like to get messed with or none of that. So he was just always joking. So if anything had to happen to him, it had to be them because they was the only ones that felt some type of way about my little brother. I still don't know why, but that was the only ones. That was the first people that actually just popped up in my head. There was nobody else. So you know.
Like I said, it's a lot of scenarios, y'all. It's gonna be all the way until the trial date, you know. And we just hoping right now due process take place, and I do understand that the investigation is still ongoing. So until NOPD get more and more information out of the suspects that they have, then we'll probably get more and more answers to really figure out what really took place. Other than to us something senseless that shouldn't have taken a kid life.
Anything else?
Um, I know that I myself have been focusing on my little brother, but I do want to tell the tourists and the other victims that I'm sorry, and I hope that y'all feel better, and I hope that y'all feel better that the suspects has been apprehended. So we all get a little bit of closure today. So yeah,
Can you say and spell your names?
my name Kia Simmons is Kiasimmons.
Michael Willis, MICHAEL WILLIS.
And Mike, I know you've addressed this, but your relationship to the family.
I date someone that's the daughter. Her daughter is Kareem
Kareem girlfriend.
Yeah, girlfriend, and she have a daughter, and he's been the father figure in her life since she was 6 months.
Got it.
So, like I said, to me, for a child at the age of 15 to take on that responsibility, he's 19. Most men right now are not stepping up being the man. You know what I'm saying? And here, Kareem stepped up, and all that child talks about is Kareem, Kareem, Kareem. And we still don't know how she's gonna take this. Like I said, this is not just a scenario where just one family is hurt. So many is hurt by this. The community hurt by it. The siblings, you know, everybody that he's encountered with is gonna feel this. You know, I mean, y'all was here for the balloon release, right? That was a lot of people. So that's how many people plus, you know, some of the people that couldn't make it that is affected by this horrific crime. So again, like she said, we feel sorry that the innocent bystanders got, you know, hurt in the process of this. But again, we lost a whole life to, again, senseless gun violence. So when does it stop, y'all?
Thank you.